Hello, and welcome to the Society of Women Engineers archives. 75 years ago, several independent student and professional groups on the East Coast of the United States, each calling themselves the Society of Women Engineers, came together to form a united organization. We talk a lot about that meeting in SWE, but we haven't talked as much about what happened afterward. So let's do that now. I've read so many board of directors minutes, committee reports, and letters between SWE leaders during the society's first 2 years. And it is remarkable what the founders were able to do and accomplish during that time. They established a working fund. They approved an emblem for the society. They created procedures and workflows. They published the first issue of the Journal of the Society of Women Engineers, and they welcomed 112 participants to the Society's first national convention in the spring of 1951. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The Society was founded during a time of deep suspicion, with the government attempting to ferret out persons with supposedly subversive political views. As a result, the board of directors spent much of their first year figuring out how to assure both the government and prospective members that SWE was a professional organization instead of a radical one. On top of that, the leaders discovered in June 1951 that they couldn't incorporate in the state of New York, as they had intended, because they weren't allowed to use the word engineers in the society's name unless everyone was a licensed professional engineer, which they were not. So, as they entered into the society's second year, early leaders also learned where the new policies and procedures that they had created fell short. Chief among them, they couldn't admit any new members in the summer and fall of 1951 because the applications had all been mailed to the admissions committee chairman, and she was on a months-long vacation. Additionally, progress on several goals was stalled by slow mail delivery and miscommunication. Despite these challenges, SWE's early members pushed forward. In early 1952, they filed the Society's Articles of Incorporation in Washington, D.C., presented its first Award for Meritorious Contribution of Engineering, which is now the Society's Achievement Award, to solar energy pioneer Maria Telkish, and in a sign of the Society's growing stature, SWE President Beatrice Hicks was invited to represent the Society during a conference on the country's technical manpower shortage. At the end of its second year, the Society welcomed the Chicago and Detroit sections, with the Houston and Los Angeles sections soon to follow. And SWE boasted roughly 220 members, although those membership admissions procedures were still a work in progress. You can learn more about the Society's early years and get a closer look at the supporting documents from SWE's archives in the Scrapbook article, If We Exist Through the Formative Years, published in the spring 2025 issue of the award-winning SWE magazine. Find it at magazine.swe.org.